Barry is another show that just finished, and just like Ted Lasso, Barry for sure has an ending. They said this is the series finale. The show's over. This is the story, the ending of Barry, all the characters in the show, and again, in the same week that Ted Lasso ends, Succession ended as well. I have not seen that show yet, but I want to talk about Barry, man. I feel like this show isn't talked about enough by people in the movie world, TV show world, whatever. It doesn't get as much respect. I know Bill Hader's getting a lot of love for this, as he should, and I love him, and he still is one of my favorite TV people right now, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the work that he did in this season, in this show, the directing he took this season. He directed every single episode. For those who don't know what Barry is, I guess the best explanation I can give is Barry is played by Bill Hader, is this assassin, former Marine, whatever, becomes an assassin. That's his life. He's killing people that he gets hired to do. And one day he just walks in on this, the guy who was supposed to kill. He walks in, follows him to this acting class, and he all of a sudden decides he wants to do some acting, and he loves it. And along the way, he meets people, like his acting teacher, Kuzuno, and then you have Sally, who becomes his girlfriend, who's also taking the same class. And these people he begins to care about, their lives become hell, essentially. Their lives get turned upside down because of who Barry is. Barry trying to kind of balance these two lives, but ultimately trying to leave the homicide, the assassin life, and kind of start a new world, a new life for himself that he can be proud of. And the show is a comedy. It is a dark comedy, I would say, with mixture of drama and action. What I love about the show, it doesn't stick to just one genre. It doesn't just stick to this, the comedy side, which is funny. It doesn't just stick to the dark side, which it gets very dark, specifically this final season. And it doesn't just stick to the action, which there are some amazing action scenes throughout the show. It does everything, and it does it all exceptionally well. This show's awesome, man. Recently rewatching some of the episodes from earlier seasons, and it is a show that kind of gets forgotten a little bit, I feel like. But as I watched it a few times and a couple episodes over and over, man, there is not only just quality in this show, but man, it's some of the best stuff you'll see. These episodes are 30 minutes long. Nothing is wasted. Everything that happens, and you think, and you're like, okay, wait, they didn't just do that, but they did. They did, and they do certain things in the first couple of seasons where it leaves you with your mouth wide open, and that's an testament to Bill Hader, Alec Berg, the creators of the show, but the acting as well, and the story, and the writers, everybody that's involved in this, man. It leaves you guessing. And I think when it's a short runtime, each episode, it kind of forces them to be like, okay, what are we gonna do? And once we decide to do it, we have to go all in on these things. And that's one of the things that I really loved about the show, is that they went all in on certain decisions that they made. There's a big thing that they do, I don't want to spoil it, in season 4, that at first had me a little worried. I was like, oh, okay, what are we doing here? And they go all in, and it works. I thought it worked for me. They do certain things in the season 3 and with certain episodes in season 2, where it's just this one. There's a great episode. I forget what season it is, and I forget the name of the episode. But it was at the top. It was at the tip of my tongue, but I already forgot it. Where it's just this one long shot of these two guys fighting and chasing each other. It's one of the best things I've seen directed in a TV show. Again, there's moments in the show where that should be sad, or that should be dark and very serious. But then you have guys like Anthony Carrigan as NoHo Hank saying something hysterical, and it just makes you laugh. And I'm like, man, this show should not be making me feel these things. You go one moment to happy, to sad, to whoa, what the heck is this, to an awesome action scene, and it just really messes with you. And that's the type of show that I really felt Barry was. and it kept you guessing, and it kept you. It's like you're going to the gym and you're working out different parts of your body, and it kind of you work out a lot of parts of your body, but in the end, it's your body thanks you for it. And I feel like this show, it works out a lot of parts of your brain and your emotions, but in the end, it completes its mission of just becoming a great overall television experience that I feel like more people need to check out. Again, there's some amazing Henry Winkler's in this as well, who kills it as Kuzuno. Man, I know he's legendary, but he's an underrated actor. As far as just acting, he's super underrated. You have I think it's Sarah Goldberg, I think is her name, who plays Sally. I was kind of reading more about her story and how she comes from the theater world, and this show was definitely made for her. This character of Sally was made for her, someone who's trying to break into the acting world and this theater acting class. And I feel like throughout the seasons she was fine, she was always great, but season 4, this season, there are some great acting moments from her. She really proves herself and shows herself to be a top-notch actress that I hope to see more in movies in the future. And again, I already mentioned Anthony Carrigan as NoHo Hank, one of the most hilarious guys and characters I've seen created in a TV show, man. Just watch the show for him. I think it's hilarious. And ultimately, again, Bill Hader. He's a genius. Reading more of his story as well and kind of seeing some of his interviews makes more sense on where he is now in his career. He wanted to start making movies. That's what he wanted his career to be. He wanted to create movies, write movies, and direct them, and do all these things. But he kind of fell into the whole SNL comedian world, which I'm sure he loved, and he's great at. One of the greatest impressionists, a hilarious guy. But you could tell here, especially the way some of these episodes are shot, season 4 in particular, with the whole season directed by him, you can really tell that he's in his bag, man. He is just having fun with directing these episodes, and it was a joy to see him at his art and doing his art, and a master, in a sense, a master class of creating unbelievable stuff. And I really enjoyed this season. I enjoyed the show. A perfect show, in my opinion. Short and sweet, 4 seasons. Check it out. It's on HBO Max, or Max, whatever the heck you want to call it. Yeah, Barry. It's awesome. 5 out of 5. The whole show. I enjoyed it. It's one of the better shows I've seen that I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about. It's awesome. Check it out. Barry, 5 out of 5. Max. Let me know if my opinion sucks. Peace.